tough. I mean, for Vitality, I think they're completely fine by letting go the Claude. They've played the Harris, they can play the Roger as well. So many different picks that can bully the Claude in lane. And like I said before, Vitality, they know how to play the strong side. So if Taro still sticks with just her comfort, which has been left completely open, by the way, here, it's a Valentina, Arlet, and a Ruby. Zeno, at this point, they're going to have to be forced to ban out the Loyi. Loyi, Ling, Roger would definitely be, the prio when it comes to the bans here for Xeno Lilies. I think they still have to go for Loyi, knowing that Vitality can utilize the Loyi to just make it super fast.
Wait. Am I seeing this correctly? Xeno Lilies, Cow, Roamer?
Oh, you're right.
Wait. So we're missing Shay Romy here. Shay Romy is no longer their roamer. Cow is stepping in her place, and Cow, previously the EXP laner, has now been swapped in by Daisy.
Oh,
Talk about unexpected, right?
Hey, I guess we were talking about throwing a curveball at Team Vitality. Maybe this is the curveball. Maybe they're saying, in terms of picks, we don't really have that cheese. We are used to playing the pocket picks, what's comfortable for us. So maybe we shift up the rosters a bit. The Angela's going to be first pick, so leaving the Ling open, leaving the Roger open, this will definitely force Xeno Lilies to pick up one or two. Roger and Ling, there you go. Both of them picked up. You asked if the Claude is still going to be, Taro's pick. I guess not. I don't think the Roger is going to go jungle. I don't think the Ling's going to go gold, right? So, yeah, we're seeing a Roger in the gold lane, something different for Taro.
Hiding strats. So technically they were showing a little bit, but they were also saving some picks to themselves, right? Because Taro has picked up the Roger before, if I'm not mistaken, during their qualifiers for MWI when she was with Onyx Soul. So that pick finally comes through, and we see the Claude for Shell, as well as Edith.
So Edith's going to be roaming the Angela flex pick. Won't really be utilized as a flex pick as we enter the second phase.
Mirko, technically Angela could still be in the mid lane.
Oh yeah, technically. We can have the Edith in the XP, so we can still have that flex. Yeah, you know what? They're a double flex, now that I am looking at it. Vitality, Edith, that can be flexed into the XP. We don't really see a lot of XP, though, for Fumi Echo. Now that Terizla has been picked up by Xeno Lilies, they actually have a very, very scary early game composition. I'm very surprised that Terizla didn't get denied away from them by Team Vitality, knowing how successful Terizla has been all around and just enabling the neutral objective takes for the junglers. And for Xeno Lilies, I think at this point they're going to have to ban out some of these assassins away from Vival. I'm thinking maybe the Hayabusa ban comes through, maybe the Nolan, because Angela, Edith is still flex. They can use that. Or
But
Julian
remember,
too.
Bane has also been utilized by Vival in the jungle. Do you think it's a viable pick here?
I think it can work. Again, these members from Xeno Lilies are melee range, technically, and very short range for the Roger, even in the notorious gun form, right? But Minotaur gets banned here by Team Vitality. That's a good ban coming out from them, knowing that they already have a reactionary roam in the Edith. They want to take away any sort of reactability from the side of Xeno Lilies, kind of force Xeno Lilies to make the proactive move and are forced to not really be able to react as good. And the Hayabusa ban, as predicted, will come through. So it's going to be Hayabusa and Julian that they're more afraid of here. The Faramis comes out too from Vitality, knowing that Faramis is a good hero up against the Angela. You want to get that AoE hard guard, technically, right, with the Netherrealm.
So now, ladies and gentlemen, we are entering the second phase of the picks. Xeno Lilies. What do you think they're going to prioritize here?
I think at this point they can last pick their roam. They don't really need to go for the Tigreal, but Tigreal definitely is a good option to go for if Vitality go for the Nolan. They're really trying to force Vitality to pick up an assassin like a Nolan that's way more vulnerable compared to the Julian, the Hayabusa. So the safe choice would definitely just be a mid laner. Yeah, no Faramis, no Valentina. I think if they want to go for mid-pressure, Lilia would be a great option to go for, or you could go crazy. Sask in the mid lane.
This was the first time, if correct, that Sask has been picked up for Sa. Last time it was Salina, right?
Sask.
Salina, Sask.
No, Sask.
Okay, we'll see how she performs on the Zas, because so far we've seen that the Zas is definitely a great option in a very assassin-centric meta. Very versatile, independent as well as a mid laner. Good clear. But now Vitality, they have to close things out. They need to fix the flex.
I think it's really scary. I'm struggling to find choices to go for now for Vitality, and I think it's the same for the players and the coaching staff. They're really taking their time with the picks. They go for an X-Borg here and a Guinevere.
Wait.
Guinevere,
Win Rome?
it's
Win
still
jungle?
super flexible, it turned out. The Guinevere,
X-Borg jungle?
exactly, right? X-Borg can go jungle, can go XP. We can still see the Edith go roam, XP, Guinevere go roam, jungle, and then Angela mid or roam. So it's a very, very flexible composition. But this will mean that it's going to be very hard for Xeno Lilies if they wanted to go for the Tigreal. We kind of expected a Tigreal if Vitality go for an Assassin. So Xeno Lilies, they're forced on a different pick. I think getting mobility might be a good way, something to react.
Matilda?
Yeah, something like Matilda could be good for them. Or they can go for a healer too.
What about Minotaur?
Banned. Oh, they want to go Initiator. So,
It should be X-Borg in the EXP, right?
it should be.
Wait,
If Vival's on it, it's a jungle. Sydney is
Guinevere
on
mid?
Vitality. You
Just-
said they were consistent. You
Wow.
said the other team were, versatile. Vitality shows that, hey, we can be versatile too.
You want to play fire with fire? You want to play versatility with versatility? We got you.
We
No
got you.
problem. You
Wow.
think we've been playing safe? We've just been hiding strats to surprise you in the knockouts. Ladies and gentlemen, game number 1 between both of these teams already opening up with these picks. I am flabbergasted. Let's hope Xeno Lilies are prepared as we welcome the casters.
I mean, sure. Hey guys, what's up? Isabel as well as Trex. We're gonna be casting for this game, and let's talk about the draft, man. Not gonna lie, I'm okay with it. Gwyn in the mid, I'm okay with it.
It's definitely very theoretical in a sense. There are lots of possibilities here. I mean, we were just talking like, how do some of these mechanics work? Does the Dominator's Ascent, is it still able to attack while it's getting knocked up? There's just a lot to unpack here for Team Vitality. And my question on my mind is, was this planned, or is this just running by the, the seat of the pants?
I would say this is one of those things where you're coming in with the right mindset, right? I feel like if you want to go with this draft, it has the right mindset. But honestly, looking at what Team Vitality has, the damage numbers are now okay. Because I feel like if it's the X-Borg in the jungle and the Guinevere, the Guinevere in the jungle and X-Borg in the EXP lane, I feel like it will take a little bit of time, which I feel like is not a good risk to take going up against Xeno Lilies, where honestly looking at the draft, having this Roger, if the rotation is heavy towards him, which looking at the map right now it is, it's going to give the Roger quite a good time. And just because Taro has not used Roger so far, only using the Claude, I'm pretty sure she can use it well.
For sure, and I think to mention as well, early on in this game, throughout the first few turtles and everything, having Vival on this X-Borg, using that last Insanity, they have good ways to secure objectives. And then as the game moves forward in the late game, I think it all just kind of comes down to Shell on the Claude, right? And those Heart Guards, we're going to see him on the Claude a lot. I think there's a lot of possibilities with that. But the real kicker here is going to be that that Guinevere. Since it's going to be mid Guinevere, will it be damage Guinevere? Are we going to see her maybe hybrid build? Because for a while it was all jungle and roam Guinevere, more tank builds. So I'm excited to see how that build moves forward as well.
Yeah, honestly, that's a very good question, especially looking at Team Vitality. They're more, oh, hold on, Fumiko taking quite a lot of damage.
A lot of damage from onto Fumieko there. Cindy able to dash back. Same thing with the flicker coming out a little bit early from Fumieko right before this turtle. Saw gonna try to make her way over the turtle, but Vivian still able to secure it first. They trade that up for an orange buff over to Ramichi.
I feel like it's worth it for Xeno Lilies because they really do want to get those items first onto Ramichi, because looking at the draft coming in from Team Vitality, it's about sustaining the team fight, right? You got the Angela, you got the X-Borg, you kind of want to stack your damage first and then you go in for the finisher. So I really want Ramichi to go for a more, like, I would say skip the Sky Piercer for a bit, get your Berserker's Freeze first so that you have a lot of burst damage, take down Vivian first or take down Shell first, and then afterwards, their whole composition is screwed up. They can't do much.
Very, very true. I think in the way Xeno Lilies right now really playing around the whole map, we're seeing them rotate down to the gold lane, look for picks. They're playing very proactive currently, which I think is going to be very important. And if they can get an early game pick onto Shell, it's going to be huge. But here comes the Dominators. ZEN getting a lot of damage on Cine. Ramichi coming in to clean up. Violent Requiem does go off, trying to get a little bit of life back. Heartguard able to lock on to Cine. Now Ramichi in trouble, forced to try to get away, but Vivian gets the first blood. Now Vival stuck against the wall, but they should be okay at this point. But Cine doesn't want to let up. Echo here with the Earthshaker. Misses the knockout, misses the knockup onto KO. But still, Team Vitality walk away with first blood.
I would say that was a very good attempt. It's just because of the hard guard that we saw it as a mistake. If there were no hard guards, then that's it. Hold on, Shell is actually winning out, going up against Taro, having a level up as well. And now a rotation coming in. Cine can go in for Taro.
Yeah, Taro gonna go into the wolf form, should be okay, but get the Lycan Pounce on Vivian, get a little bit of life left, but the stun connects. Shell doesn't want to fully commit, KO's there, so they back off.
Right now, really, for Xenolilius, they just got to make sure that they have enough damage, because we saw what happened just now with the hard guard. And again, talking about the draft coming in from Team Vitality, if you shut down Shell or you shut down Vivian, most of what they want to do is not really applicable. The X-Borg is going to be a bit of a problem, but again, I feel like as long as Shell or Vivian are taken care of, Xenolilius, they have a good time. The only thing is, do they realize this winning condition coming in from Team Vitality? If they do, and they execute them first, I'm actually looking forward for Xenolilius to take game number 1.
Yeah, I would say that Xenolilius, I mean, the way they've been hovering around that gold lane, checking in regularly if they can get something on the Shell, they know the possibilities there. The good thing for Xenolilius here is that they do have a lot of outs, but here comes the turtle. Daisy holding down the front side. Vival still able to get it. Ramichi does dive in, but still misses. Dominator Zet comes in, a nice wild charge to get the knockup onto Fumi Echo, but the heart guard just too much sustainability. Taro gonna get involved now with the Lycan Pounce onto Fumi Echo, gets the kill. Taro now trying to get away. A nice Tempest of Blades to get the knockup. Vival, Cine, more members dropping. Xenolilius feeling good, and Ramichi still playing the walls. Taking a couple shots to the face from Shell there. Shell still under the tower. Xenolilius back off, but they come out on top of that trade. They lose the turtle, but find 3 kills.
This is amazing for Xenolilius because they were able to set it up so that Taro gets the kill. Taro is now 2-0-0. Not sure what kind of build she's building up for this one, but now you have 2 members that you really have to worry about. Looking at the builds here coming from Taro, it's a Sky Piercer first item. So they can eventually snowball off of this, especially if Vivian is not careful with her positioning. It's going to be an easier target for the Roger to eventually take her down.
Something that's crazy to point out, though, and this is the thing about Shell, she's still holding a 400 gold lead, even with Taro having those 2 kills. So she knows the assignment, right? She knows it's okay if everyone else is dying. My goal is to farm, hang out in off lanes, and do the best. Xenolilius, Taro's doing great, but wait a second. Big Violent Requiem, in comes Shell with a nice blazing duet. Saw, brought low, not taken out just yet. They're trying to get away, but now with the Heartguard, Cine is going to have to back off. The rest of the team shows up. Saw there. The Dominator's Descent saves the day in that situation, essentially. Team Vitality unable to get a pick off.
Yeah, but Xenolilius, they got to be careful there because they already traded a lot of their HP, and then going back in, I feel like that could potentially be a mistake, especially when you see the hard guard. If you see the hard guard, I kind of feel like you just back off a little bit because no one's in any real danger, and then you're going to be fine. Especially now that Vivian has the Flash of the Oasis, they do have to be a little bit more wary, right? If you see the hard guard, really think to yourself, if you want to kill someone, kill the person that doesn't have the shield and do it fast.
Yeah, even if you're unable to get Shell, take someone else.
Take someone else,
because
exactly.
if you can break down that front line, because that's the thing, Vitality has this huge front line to protect Shell. If you can get, wait a second, Wild Charge comes in, Fumi Echo gonna get knocked up. Daisy able to secure that turtle with a nice penalty zone. But now Vival forced to back off, using the last insanity defensively. In comes the Dominator's Descent, getting some nice damage on Cine. Ramichi trying to follow up as well, but Vival in the jungle, taking damage. Daisy looking for one more shot and able to connect it. The hammer drops, and down goes Vival, but now the Violent Requiem knocks up Daisy so they can secure a kill for themselves. KO now in trouble, forced to use a flicker past the wall. Saw trying to zone away Cine here, but Cine's not taking anything slightly. It's going to be bad, man. Team Vitality keeping up, even in an early game where their comp isn't exactly, they're more of a scaling. They're still able to put out some punches.
Yeah, but can we talk about the worry coming in from Team Vitality at this point? Because Vival throughout MWI doesn't seem to be having a good time. There's so many turtles as well as lords not being secured. Look at the clip here where a good initiation coming in from Kao, but again, Daisy being able to steal that one away, that's clutch. And here, Vival, even though she had the hard guard, Daisy still had enough damage to get the kill there. This is becoming a problem. It looks like Xenolilius they might understand how to take down Team Vitality and perhaps just shutting down their jungler. And now they want to shut down Shell.
Oh, wait, the Violent Requiem to save the day. Cow tries to do something there, but unable to get the wild charge off. They do back off. But as you said, ooh, Dominator's sent under the tower. And, you know, we've seen the Zas picked up a lot, but I think Saw has probably played it the best of what we've seen so far. I've been questionable about it, but Saw is just performing on it right now, even outputting some decent damage this early on in the game with it.
I hope Team Vitality understands that they don't really have the damage at this point, right? I mean, like, if you're really just hoping for the quad, it's not there yet. You still need 3 items. Vival's here now. Maybe they have enough.
Another nice knock-up on a Cow, but he's going to get that wild charge directly connected onto Shell. Taro's not going to fully commit. They just want to clear the tower, protect the tower. Daisy holding down the bush as well. Team Vitality still hanging out in this bush. And, you know, I think Cine also, we wondered if Cine was going to go damage. It looked like she started off on more of a defensive build there. And again, that just means even less damage for Team Vitality. And what we were saying in the beginning is Xenolilies has so many outs here. Nice penalty zone onto Cine. Cine might not be able to get away from this one, but Violent Requiem connects, paired up with the Blazing Duet. Saw takes a face full of damage. In comes the last Insanity trying to connect onto Daisy as Shell looks for Taro and Cow. She's going to BMI back. Lock onto Daisy. Daisy going to go down. A nice kill for Vival there. 2 for 0. Team Vitality getting back in the game.
Oh, and now looking at the jungle here, Ramichi is going up against Fumieko. Ramichi, you're in trouble.
Ooh, Tempest of Blaze does come down. Ramichi able to get the purple buff, which is... Oh, I thought that was a kill for a second. The tower.
No. I get you. Even I was like, wait, no way.
I was like, no way. What did you just one-shot?
Yeah, either ways right now, Team Vitality, they are on the Lord. Looks like the Lord is going to get started. And I don't think Xenolilies has the time to really respond to this. This is going to be a free Lord for Team Vitality. So just one good engage on the top lane, getting a few kills. And now the entire game is for Team Vitality.
Yeah, I mean, it's quickly moving into their hands. Pataro's going to be able to take that tower now. So now the playing field's starting to get evened out. I think Xenolilies need to convert some. They didn't convert any of those early game kills into towers, into exact map pressure, and that's a bit of a problem. Kyle needs to be able to hold down this front line, use the passive where he can't get CC'd up, and he's not going to get caught off by Cine, right? Use the power of nature while he's against these walls and everything, and he should be okay to face check some of these bushes, and as long as he can do that, he can kind of create space for Xenolilies. But let's take a look at these items.
Yeah, honestly, looking at the items here, again, I kind of feel like in terms of the damage, it's really just on Vival as well as Shell for Team Vitality. Kind of feel like for Xenolilies, the fact that they have the first item, Sky Piercer, I kind of feel like they could have played around the Roger a little bit more, get more stacks on the Sky Piercer, because, again, the Sky Piercer is a stacking item. Just 2 stacks is really not enough.
Yeah, needs a couple more kills in the book there, but in comes Cine once again with a Violent Requiem on 2 members. Cow, Daisy, both knocked up, taking a face full of damage. Vival here, holding down the front line. They're able to get rid of the Dominator center, at least send it back onto the tower. They're going to move on to this purple buff now, and Xenolilies is helpless under the suppression.
I would say this is more on them, right? Because like you said, they got a few advantages. They didn't really push it. I kind of feel like once you have an early advantage, before the Cine goes in.
Oh, Cine just the star of the game right now. Wild charge for Cow to try to get away. Cine does go down. Taro able to get the kill. But another stack in the pocketbook. Shell backs off along with Fumieko. Ramichi takes a tower in the top side, so good split pushing. Xenolilies now kind of picking up the pace.
Yeah, now, Vivian is there, but Ramichi probably not going to go for it. Because honestly, if Ramichi gets a kill there, and then eventually the purple buff gets spawned, maybe not the best idea to stay there for a long time, but still, getting a kill onto Vivian might be clutchier. Shell right now is 0-0-3, which is actually kind of good, because if you have a lot of kills, then there's a possibility to give over a shutdown goal. The shutdown goal right now is on Taro. So Taro has to be careful. Not only do you have the shutdown goal on you, the bounty on you, but you also have the problem of letting go some of your stacks. I feel like for the Sky Piercer, you need at least 6 for it to feel like an item, you know?
Or to feel a troublesome item at that.
Exactly. So right now, only having 3, not the greatest. If you can get a quick triple kill after this, the entire Lord situation will look so good for Xenolilies.
So even when we're at 12.5 minutes now, even when we get into late game here, right? Do we think that just means it's it? Team Vitality has it? Because I still feel like Xenolilies have some options here. The major problem has been Cine so far, but Saw on this Zas should start to scale pretty well. into the late game. Taro might fall off a little bit since we didn't get that major pop-off early on. But wait, Cine gets the knock-up on a Daisy here. The battle for the purple buff. Pretty sure Vival was able to steal that away from Ramichi, yes. So now it's like, can Ramichi even really contest for this Lord?
Actually, yes, just because Ramichi, she didn't use her Retribution. So in terms of can she do it, she can. But it's really on Daisy as well as Kao. And Kao already taking quite a lot of damage. So Daisy, if Daisy can have a beautiful ult onto Vival, then yes, she can do it. Especially because Vival has to stay relatively close to Lord. It's definitely possible. And again, we got to remember, Vival hasn't been winning a lot of Retribution battles.
That's true. Vival has had some issues overall. I think you mentioned Kao. I'm going to mention Cine here. I think these two need whoever gets the better set here, right? Whoever gets the better knockup, whoever can set up for the team. Those are the two players that we really need to keep our eyes on. Fumi Echo, we haven't seen too many crazy onwards yet, you know, Earthshakers or anything. But if any big set happens for one of these teams, it could be a game changer. Ramichi. Finch poise on the wall, comes in, Vival still able to get it. Exactly when it counts in comes the penalty zone, but Chaos pursues as Vival pops the last insanity and takes out Kyle, takes out Ramichi. Next on the chopping block, Daisy's gonna go down Saw, just trying to get away, just trying to have a good time, but not today. That is it, a four-man wipe on Zeno Lily's Team Vitality. Got the wave coming down the mid along with the Lord. They could try to push this, maybe even end this. 20 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, I don't know what the Roger can do. You're 1v5 at this point. 1v6, the Lord is here. Looks like this is going to be game. Team Vitality takes game number 1.
That is a great start for Team Vitality in this best of 3. It's 1-0, and Team Vitality had a slow start in the game, but they knew their win.
Is a super prio pick. It's a good pick. The Edith is kind of prio too, but in comparison, Terizla, Ling, Roger, that's a, yeah, we got this in the bag kind of draft, you know, and now Xeno Lilies are the ones forced to ban out the Ling. They might be forced to ban out the Roger too at this point. I'm not too sure, but Vitality, it seems they are going to give Xeno Lilies the proper respect too. There you go. That's going to be the Roger ban. Chip will go for, Chip will be banned out by Vitality. They're also probably going to ban out the Chushin unless they want to try to contest it. Hey, they contested the Ling, the Roger, and the Terizla. Who's to say that maybe they might want to, nope, no they don't. No, not, this lady has a bit too much flair. She's got a lot of lanterns. Or no, one lantern, but a lot of flair.
Too much light.
Too much light.
Too much light, my G. But here we are, the last ban coming in from Xeno Lilies. We had the Luo Yi Respect as well as the Ruby and the Valentina. And now with the Roger up there, as well as the Ling. This could pose for a different dynamic. So far, by the way, blue side has been doing great. Do you think Xeno Lilies have a better chance in game number 2?
Yeah, you can dictate a lot of the matchups here with first phase. Remember, Ruby was banned out, so was the Valentina in the first phase by Vitality. And now those picks will be left open, so Xeno Lilies might be able to go for the Valentina first pick this game. With a Hayabusa banned out, that means they're really targeting Viva here. So trying to put her on a hero she's not comfortable with. Something like the export, perhaps. But even then, she kind of looked comfortable. Not as comfortable as, obviously, some of the assassins that we've seen from Viva. Even LaFell saw that. But still, putting her on utility is definitely the way to go for Xeno Lilies. You don't want Vival to have that much power in her hands, that much damage in her hands. I'm expecting the Luo Yi to be banned out here. It should be just a standard first phase banning phase.
But what did you think about that, right? Because if we're talking about Vival, the fact that she missed a lot of Retribution, was that because of her or the setup coming in from Xeno Lilies?
Okay. Firstly, I mean, it's not like a lot of Retribution. She missed one, right? Technically, she missed the third one. First two, they were able to secure. The first one, technically, she did miss two because Vivian got it. But that's more of a, you know, I'm not going to use my Retri here. So, team, might as well go for it. I think, yeah, the third one has got to be because she was definitely not respecting the Terizla as much. The Terizla, there's a instant CC kind of deal with the initiation of the penalty zone, so you get punished by it, and you kind of have to predict that Retribution. That's where you saw the miscalculation from Vival. Angela first pick, though, and the Edith instantly. Now you know why Vitality really like the Edith from game number 1. They are really comfortable flexing this hero. Not something that you can say for every single team, because most of the times you see the Edith, you expect it to go roam, almost always at this point.
but what will accompany the Edith? Because technically, if you pick up a Terizla here, that denies the flex. So do they just do exactly what they did way? I was about to ask. Okay, so they completely let the Terizla go, and they pick up the Kagura. I like how Sa mentioned umbrellas in her interview, and now we see the Kagura being played in, but from Team Vitality.
I guess Vitality also saw the interview, and they were like, you know what? Yeah, Sa seems very comfortable on that Kagura. Might as well just pick it away, deny it away. I was personally expecting something like a Valentina to be picked up. Adds a whole lot of versatility. It does kind of cancel out the fact that, no, actually, no. Yeah, the Valentina would have been amazing. But they decided to go for the Kagura instead here, leaving the Valentina open to Xeno Lilies. So I think that's the idea from Vitality. They're trying to force Xeno Lilies to go for the Valentina, to force the Angela to go roam instead of mid. It's an Alice and a Terizla. Eterna, this is a scary combination. Alice, her just alone has been very, very scary. But Alice plus Angela? Oh, you're in for a lot of trouble.
Now, Xborg, right? How does the Xborg fare against the Alice and the Terizla?
It's great against the Terizla. It's great against the Alice if you have lockdown. Terizla, you're just great. I mean, with the Xborg, you're amazing up against the Terizla. But the Alice, the thing is you have Flowing Blood. It's a blink ability. Very easy for you to get out of the blast coming in from the last Insanity. So Vitality are really going to have to rely on the Edith and also technically the Kagura to stop the Alice from taking the Flowing Bloods here in these skirmishes. And that's why Vitality, they're taking or getting rid of a lot of the other heroes that can actually escape these kind of combos. Edith, Kagura, and Xborg. It's going to be hard to land these abilities, these big abilities, these skill shots technically, on someone with a blink. So getting rid of the Claude, that's a Julian as well from Xeno Lilies. But at this point, Vitality could just say, hey, Xborg's going to the jungle. So your bans are really not saying anything. But who knows? Maybe they're gonna throw another curveball, pick up Guinevere and play it in the jungle.
That's what I was about to say, right? I mean, technically, Xborg and the Edith are still flex.
Yeah.
So if they're lacking the setup that you mentioned, they could still bring in something with that in the roam position for Vivian.
Yeah. I think at this point, if they really want to lock down the Alice, they could go for a Kaja carry to end things off. They already have enough AoE as it stands right now with the Xborg, with the Kagura, and the Edith. And just like that, Xeno Lilies actually reads it out, knows that if they do get the Kaja carry, it's going to be a bit troublesome for this tank, this hyper carry, you can call her, the Alice in the jungle with the Angela. So now that the carry has been taken away, another combo that we see usually with the Kaja is the Beatrix. So if they still want to force it out, they can go Beatrix Kaja. But it's Vitality here. They might just go Guinevere again, you know, or Ruby mid, or Ruby roam, XP. Ruby was a very high prio in game number 1. So I wouldn't be too surprised if Vitality actually go for that.
And technically it is lockdown, right, for the Alice.
Yeah.
And it really hinders the setup coming through. So it is an option. One of the other picks that were left open was the Arlet. But it looks like Shell this time around, no Beatrix. Carry being banned out, goes in for the Moskov. Despite the Harith being completely let go.
I think they have too much magic damage if you know, they pick up the Harith there. So I agree, Moskov, you need a little bit more consistent damage too, because technically right now it does seem like they are relying a lot on that burst from the last Insanity, from also the Kagura Yin Yang overturn. So at this point for Xeno Zenith, gold lane. So I'm trying to think about it. I think Natan would be a bit too greedy. But if you do want to play in towards the late game and just play for the early game with the Alice and the Terizla Angela, that could be a good choice. They could even go for Grok here. Get some more lockdown to give a bit more prio again towards the Alice, but they go for an even later game pick. Leslie and an Esmeralda.
This is Leslie's
debut.
This is Taro's signature pick from MWI last year.
Yeah.
Leslie.
That's Leslie.
It's come up again.
Oh man, this is a kind of a greedy lineup, if I'm being honest with you.
What about laning phase? Okay, let's keep it
Moskov?
simple. Yeah,
Oh, you win.
Leslie and Moskov.
You win as the Leslie. Leslie is a very good pick against the Moskov if it's an individual lane. But the thing is, when you're up against Vitality, it's almost never a solo lane, right? It does look that way because they might want to play for the weak side in Chell, which then will give a lot of power to Taro. Leslie, you have so much more range, and you can go with a bop bop, the 2 different passive hits onto the Moskov, and then you run back. So
Double Moskov is the answer.
That's how you do it. No, it's a Baxia.
Oh man, I was so excited.
Ooh. Okay, so if this is the case, they're going to have to rely on the Moskov, so they cannot play weak side for the Moskov, I feel. It's so risky to do that. If she gets shut down in the gold lane, Xeno Lilies might have a good game, like a real good game.
Match point. Ladies and gentlemen, here in our first day, our first match of MWI 2024 x EWC. Casters, Baxia, Edith, Kagura, Xborg, and Moskov, and now we have the Leslie for Taro. How are you guys feeling about this?
I'm more thinking about the Terizla roam. Guys, I'm excited for it. As a roamer, letting me use fighters, that's hype.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. These teams never seem to disappoint with the picks that they bring to the table. And a lot of these teams, they make it work.
Oh yeah, dude, like here's the thing, Taro on this Leslie, I'm waiting for her to pop off. Now the thing is more about how you're gonna delay the game long enough, because look at Vivian. Vivian's actually the one delaying the game for Romichi here. I feel like Romichi, even once she gets level 4, is going to be a little bit iffy for her to actually contest around the turtle pit, because here's the thing, level on this Baxia, it reduces healing, so it kind of acts as a counter to most of the heroes coming in from Xeno Lilies. Like 4 out of 5 heroes are depending on heal.
It's very true. It was a beautiful answer to Romichi on this Alice. We saw Romichi play the Alice yesterday. Played it really well. Like, Romichi showed up. Maybe it was the day before yesterday? I can't remember exactly, but still, we've seen Romichi on the Alice and has been a monster, has been very troublesome on it. So I'm excited to see how they pull it off here, but Team Vitality continues to come with answers. You mentioned the Terizla. One of the picks that I'm really focused on is this Kagura. How is it going to pair up in lane? One of the things about Kagura is mana's a problem, at least in laning phase. If you keep on throwing that umbrella, you run out quick, and you got to go back to base pretty regular. So Vivian's going to have to help out a lot with clearing that wave. And how is this going to affect their normally aggressive rotations? But a little bit of a knock-up. The onward almost catches Cow. Cow able to just get away, but Team Vitality now taking that lane. Might see him rotate down to another off lane.
I feel like for the Kagura, it's just that you want this early tempo, because once you hit level 4, you don't have enough damage to actually kill anyone, but like you said, enough damage to make them go back to base. But if we're really looking at a lineup coming in from Xeno Lilies, her real options are Sa and Taro. I feel like Taro might actually be a more difficult hero to pick off, as long as they're being very disciplined around the team fight, right? Taro has to sit back for a bit, let everyone absorb the damage, and then go in. Speaking of which, now the turtle has been started by both teams. I wonder if Xeno Lilies can actually grab this for themselves.
Yeah, Romichi has the blood load up, able to just walk up and take it. The knockup does happen. Romichi does get knocked up. Heart guard locked on, but a lot of damage on it. Bivol, penalty zone, able to help secure it. Daisy gets the first blood. Now, putting that in the pocket of an Esmeralda could be kind of helpful here. Most of Xeno Lilies, I mean, it's a late game investment here. You have the Alice, you have the Esmeralda, you have this Leslie. You are hunkering down at this point, and getting a first blood, first turtle, it's huge for their composition.
And this shows the strength of their composition here. Look at how they're moving around as a unit, as 4 very beefy individuals, and as we're talking about, Taro got taken down by Cini as well as Vivian and Shell. But going back to the team fight, it shows that they can brute force anything, right? If it doesn't look like a good fight to take, they can still take it, as long as you understand once you get your pick off, once you get what you want, you gotta back off, because you do need those items to make sure that you can stay in the fight for a long time. So go into team fight as a team, get one, and then back off.
Yeah, I think at this point, Cal needs to keep tabs on Team Vitality. Cal or Saw, one of them needs to be regular keeping tabs, because if Team Vitality is able to freely just come down to bot lane, and actually you were right, it is a roam Terizla,
Yeah.
Mirko. So I like it. I think it's definitely different, but even more so needs to be watching.
Now, Romichi has to get away, but this is, not gonna happen.
A little bit of damage. Penalty zone able to come in. 5-0 brought down to about 20%. Vivian also on the run. Xeno Lily's able to group up and stay secure.
Yeah, and this is why I kind of feel like the Alice has a bit of a problem as a solo hero. You don't deal enough damage, and you're not really all that tanky by yourself. It's kind of like you need a lot of distractions alongside with you. So I kind of feel like putting this Terizla in a roam position or a mid position even, as long as the Terizla is moving around, it's really helpful for Ramichi because she can have sustained damage. She just needs a lot of distractions for Team Vitality to survive. So again, I kind of feel like if Team Vitality finds Ramichi, they might even expand a Yin Yang overturn just to shut her down.
And 2 items just got locked in for Taro and Shell too, so it seems like they're keeping a decent pacing with each other. Last time, Shell was just way ahead. Even after dying, was way ahead. So Taro able to keep up a little bit, just got that Berserker's Fury, gonna help start being a bit more of an impact. But look at the aggression from Shell, staying in the face. Taro now in a little bit of trouble. Yin Yang overturn able to connect. Taro does get the heart guard, so able to survive it out. Shell now on the run, brought down very low. Vivian as well. And here comes Ramichi with the flowing blood, the flicker in, looking for the stun onto Vivian. Can they secure it? Vivian goes down. Ramichi with another kill. This time Xeno Lily's taking off quick. Can they push the envelope though?
Oh, that was all because... Oh, okay, not hitting anyone. That was all because of Kao. That was an amazing penalty zone to make sure that Taro was able to escape. Now, the thing that we have to talk about is that Taro, I think just with the Berserker Fury, already dealing quite a bit of damage. So Xeno Lilith, they're reaching their power spike, and they're reaching it quite early here. So for Team Vitality, they got to make sure that they understand that kind of the same thing with Team Vitality in the previous draft. As long as they take down Taro, it's all good. But in a crazy team fight, oh, but before that, it looks like there's an engagement mid, and Kao goes back in.
Yeah, penalty zone, able to respond. Ramichi looking for the flowing blood in. Maybe a little bit of a premature heart guard there, but it's okay. Xeno Lilies don't lose anything.
Looking at the timers here, I think everything will be back by the next turtle, so it's still fine. Like, it's a mistake, sure, but as long as they stay in their own side of the jungle, they shouldn't be punished all that much. But yeah, as I was saying, Team Vitality, either focus on Taro or take down Ramichi as fast as you can, and their comp doesn't do all that great. So Sini has to be the one to have that initial burst and then let everyone else clean up.
Very true, and I love the way the Team Vitality take that tower right before Turtle, give themselves a little bit of a pressure advantage down in that bottom lane. Turtle's going to be up in about 10 seconds. And it looks like everyone is rotating down for this one. Could be a big 5v5. Taro might stay up on top side. Shell gets a couple spears off here, and Turtle is now up.
Yeah, and this one, I kind of feel like for Xeno Lilith, for Team Vitality, go for the fight. Because again, this 50-50 doesn't really feel like a 50-50 against the Terizla, so try to fight it out, and looks like they're doing it.
Michi comes in once again with the heart guard. Able to start up this fight. The Yin Yang overturn connects. Cal's the first to drop. Ramichi still looking for more though. Sustainability is there. Taro now involved in the fight with big shots into Vivian's face. Bible gonna finally go down. It's a 1-for-1 currently. Taro wants more. Taro forced to flicker back. Forced to try to get away. Saw able to help out. Bafumi, Vivian, Cine don't want to give it up just that easy. Ramichi still sitting by the turtle. Might not be the best spot as she is by herself, but Taro finds the kill in the mid lane. While this is happening, Shell able to take a tower up on the top side. Saw helping out with Ramichi. Ramichi finally able to secure that turtle. Vivian now on the run. Saw gonna back off along with Ramichi. How does that trade pan out? 1-for-1, tower for turtle.
I would say it's good for Xeno Lilith because, again, they want to scale up, and they're able to scale up. They're able to give kills over to Taro, even though Saw taking a bit of damage, but should be fine here. Again, I kind of feel like this is good for Xeno Lilith. Team Vitality had the right idea. Go for the fight. Don't really try to force out this turtle. But again, they're not able to take down Ramichi or Taro, which is both win conditions for Xeno Lilith. So that's the only reason why Team Vitality didn't really look good in the final fight.
You know, that umbrella range, man, is sometimes we wonder about the Kagura and how well it's really going to work, but right now Cine's using it so well, just kind of zoning them away. The range, their umbrella is always there, and it is a threat.
Yeah, again, it's deceptively long, and now looking at the items, having that Lightning Truncheon early kind of does make it so that you have quite a bit of burst. Looks like it's going to be the glowing one next coming in from the Kagura. So the burst is going to be enough, I feel, going up against Ramichi. Although we do have to talk about that Clock of Destiny. If the Clock of Destiny has its cooldown, you're not going to be able to burst down this Alice.
Does some damage though. Vival look for the dash in. Ramichi there as well decides not to take the flicker in. Xeno Lilies do lose another tower in the mid, and this is kind of the problem we saw in last game. They need to they need to take some towers. They gotta, when they get that turtle, when they get a couple kills, I think they need to transmute that into something else because Team Vitality is always going for the enemy objective.
I feel like their idea here is defend, get 3 items, and once we have 3 items, get a big team fight around Lord, and then we force a lot of turrets. So it's basically waiting for that Lord power spike, and then just exploding from there, right? Take every single tower on the map, and so they're not being aggressive in the mid game because for their comp, and maybe what they practice, is not necessary. Once you have those 3 items, once the Lord is up, that's where you pop off, and that's where Team Vitality will not see it coming.
It's okay if your left hand gets cut off if you still got your right one to fight with, right? It's okay to lose a couple towers as long as they're able to hang on, but First Lord is now up. Is this going to be the one? Do they feel comfortable yet? Do they push it a little bit farther? Because there's some risk in that, right? It's like, are we really ready yet? Do we maybe let this Lord crash in one more time, or is this our power spike?
We got to look at the items for Taro. I kind of feel like she has 2 items, and she even has a Sky Piercer. So this is a bit greedy coming in from Taro, but she needs the endless battle before really committing for this turtle.
Uh-oh, the onward, the knock-up. A lot of damage, locks on. Esmeralda about to go down. Daisy taking out Cine, able to get the kill, which is huge for Cine. 104, just got that the wand locked in, the glowing wand. So that's going to be a bit more damage. Paired up with the lethal ignition, you got a lot of burden coming in.
Oh, they got it going quick. Ramichi wants to contest.
Oh!
And she doesn't get it.
It's a good try, but now Ramichi on the run. Heart Guard should be able to get her away. Just needs a flowing blood with the knockups, not letting her get any skills off. Taken out. Fumieko able to get it. Cal comes in with a penalty zone on 4 members, but still not enough. Shell, get a Spear of Destruction in. Start getting some free shots. 3 people down for Xeno Lilies. A double kill over to Fumieko. And now Vitality smell blood in the water. They're closing in. They take out the mid-tier 2, and the Lord's not even here yet.
Big mistake, the fact that Daisy was caught out. And then once your EXP laner is no longer there, it's easier for Team Vitality to actually go for the Lord. And again, looking at the items just now, Taro went for a Sky Piercer, not going for the endless battle, so you don't have enough damage when the fight starts up. This is a crucial mistake coming in from Xenolithis, giving the green light over to Team Vitality, saying that there's really no risk going for this Lord. Ramichi went in, and honestly, even if Ramichi got Lord, most of the members of Xenolithis would have died anyways, so it's still a big win for Vitality.
Yeah, definitely a big win for Vitality. A huge win. Even though they didn't break an inhibitor down, they get so much out of that. It's what, a 4.3k gold lead at this point. Almost every tower down. Xeno Lilies are looking at a clock right now, and Team Vitality are trying to punch it.
Yeah, and again, Taro, once she has her endless battle, I feel like they have the way to now they have the endless battle. Looking at items for Ramichi, only having 2 items, which is fine, but the Moskov has 4.
Yeah.
So that's a big difference.
And he's also a late game hero, right?
Yeah.
He's also kind of waiting for his time to shine, and right now Shell's in that time. A lot of damage coming out. Even the passive, even the blasts on the backside of the tower are shredding down Xeno Lily right now. They're able to break through that inhibitor, and Team Vitality just playing the distance right now, taking it slow.
Yeah, but I'm not so sure because honestly, their wave clear, I think it's not as good going up against this Moskov because look at how close they are. They're all going to be hit by the Moskov passive.
Yeah, Xeno Lilies want to play in the circle right now, right? They want to play around Ramichi, and Ramichi can't even sit up front right now.
Exactly.
Even Ramichi goes in with the blood flow and just gets shredded down at this point, or gets knocked up like we saw last time, and there's no chance for Ramichi to even escape.
Now Ramichi has the dominance ice, so she's able to deal with the Moskov. Now the attack speed has been lowered. She didn't have that before. If they can somehow get a big pick off and then perhaps get a blade armor onto Ramichi, it could be good. But honestly, here's the thing. Blade armor is going to be good. What's better is the Winter Crown. But if you're Winter Crowning yourself, then you're letting Shell attack everyone else. So, I don't know. At this point, it really comes to their experience. Which one is better? Is it the Blade armor or the Winter Crown? Like, do you save yourself or do you save your team?
I think it's a very good point. I think Xeno Lilies, a lot of it's going to be angles. They don't have any, they don't have something like the Edith that can jump in and get long-term crowd control that can catch something like a Moskov off guard. So they're gonna need, we need a big long-range flicker play, right? Something that can really get into that back line quickly, that Shell doesn't know it's gonna be coming. Look at the damage from Shell. Daisy is useless at this point. The Esmeralda can't even get into this fight. Ramichi now on the run as well. Lord gonna go down. Team Vitality in complete control.
Yeah, and again, Daisy, what makes the Esmeralda tanky is the shield, but Daisy can't even go in front and actually absorb the shield coming in from Shell, especially because Shell can just push her away. So this is really not a good game for the Esmeralda as well. There's a lot of crowd control that denies her of actually absorbing those shields. So now, Team Vitality, honestly, this is an N angle for them.
Oh man, Vitality are feeling themselves. We got the tosses coming out. Cine sitting in front of the tower. They know that Xeno Lily is helpless in front of them right now. Team Vitality in control. They need a big Hail Mary play right now. Something from Kao, something from Daisy. I mean, something from Ramichi. It's just so tough right now. Inhibitor going to be taking a little bit of damage. Shell looking for the angle. Umbrella does come out. No Yin Yang overturn connects, but they don't need it just yet. Lord going to come down that bottom side. No tower in the way. 3 inhibitors fall. Team Vitality looking to clench in the win here. Looking for the 2-0, the knock up, the airborne. Ramichi does get the hard guard, but Fumi Echo able to take out Kao, and now Ramichi on the run. Taro down, there goes the damage. Xeno Lily's about to take the damage. Team Vitality with a clean, easy sweep to steal the game. 2-0, moving on to the next round.
This is why they're the queens. Everyone else bow down. It was a good showing coming in from Xeno Lilith. It does look like they understand that this draft has...
Yeah.